Welcome to our Middle East briefing program. Today, we're diving into some intriguing stories making headlines. First up, the FBI is investigating a hack on Donald Trump's presidential campaign, with suspicions pointing towards Iran. The Iranian government, however, has denied any involvement in the incident. This investigation also extends to alleged hacking attempts on Joe Biden's campaign advisors, making it a high-stakes cyber drama with international implications. Next, Iran's political landscape is shaking as the newly appointed vice president, Mohammad Javad Zarif, resigns. Zarif's departure comes amidst backlash over President Masoud Pezeshkian's cabinet choices, which included several conservatives and only one woman. This resignation signals deep divisions within the government and raises questions about the future of Iran's domestic policies. Lastly, tensions are escalating in the Middle East as the U.S. ramps up its military presence. The deployment of a guided missile submarine and the acceleration of the USS Abraham Lincoln aircraft carrier strike group's arrival in the region highlight growing concerns over a potential Iran-backed attack on Israel. This move underscores the U.S.'s commitment to defending its allies and maintaining stability in a volatile region. Please stay tuned for more details on these stories. South China Morning Post: the FBI is investigating claims from Donald Trump's presidential campaign that it was hacked by Iran. Trump revealed that Microsoft had informed his campaign of the breach, which supposedly only accessed publicly available information. The FBI's investigation, which began in June, also covers alleged hacks targeting Joe Biden and Kamala Harris's campaigns. The Iranian government has denied involvement, though a Microsoft report suggests Iranian hackers attempted to infiltrate a high-ranking official's account in June. This report also mentioned that the hackers took over an account of a former political advisor to target the official. BBC: the FBI has launched an investigation into allegations by the Trump campaign that it was hacked by Iranian operatives. The campaign claims the documents were obtained by hostile foreign sources. Iran has denied any connection, and the U.S. government has not formally accused it. The FBI's probe, which includes incidents involving the Biden-Harris campaign, began in June. Microsoft reported that Iranian hackers sent a spear-phishing email to a U.S. presidential campaign in June. Despite Trump claiming only public information was accessed, the Biden-Harris campaign also faced similar threats. Democratic lawmakers are urging the FBI to act swiftly, drawing parallels to the slow response to Russian interference in 2016. New York Times: Iran's new president, Masoud Pezeshkian, who ran as a reformist, faced backlash after announcing a conservative-heavy cabinet with only one woman. The resignation of Mohammad Javad Zarif, appointed vice president for strategy, highlighted deep divisions. Zarif, a key figure in Pezeshkian's campaign, expressed disappointment in his inability to fulfill promises of diversity and change. His resignation, just as regional tensions rise, underscores the internal conflicts within Iran's new administration. Zarif clarified that his resignation was not a withdrawal of support for Pezeshkian but a doubt in his own effectiveness in the role. Australian Broadcasting Corporation: the United States has significantly ramped up its military presence in the Middle East, with the deployment of a guided missile submarine and the acceleration of the USS Abraham Lincoln aircraft carrier strike group's arrival in the region. This move, directed by U.S. Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin, is in response to potential threats from Iran or its proxies, which could target Israel as early as this week. The heightened military readiness comes amidst efforts by the U.S. and its allies to broker a ceasefire between Israel and Hamas, aiming to de-escalate rising tensions. White House National Security spokesman John Kirby emphasized the uncertainty of Iran's potential actions but assured that the U.S. is prepared for significant attacks. Austin has reiterated America's commitment to defending Israel, with the Lincoln's arrival expected to bolster the U.S. military's capabilities in the region. CNN: Israel's credit rating has been downgraded by Fitch Ratings due to the ongoing conflict with Hamas and the associated geopolitical risks. The rating dropped from A+ to A, reflecting the financial strain of the prolonged conflict, which has resulted in significant human and infrastructural losses. Analysts predict that the conflict could extend into 2025, with increased military spending and economic disruption further deteriorating Israel's financial health. The budget deficit is projected to rise sharply, driven by military operations and relocation expenses due to potential threats from Hezbollah. Fitch suggests that a de-escalation of the conflict and fiscal reforms could help improve Israel's credit rating. Moody's Investor Service had similarly downgraded Israel's credit rating earlier this year, citing increased political risk and weakened fiscal strength due to the conflict. Foreign policy: the United States defense strategy in the Middle East heavily relies on its aircraft carriers, particularly in light of anticipated military responses from Iran or its proxies following recent high-profile assassinations. The USS Abraham Lincoln, accompanied by a formidable fleet, has been ordered to the region, joining the USS Theodore Roosevelt already stationed in the eastern Mediterranean. This deployment marks the second time in 6 months that the U.S. has positioned 2 carriers in the area, signaling strong military intent. Experts highlight that while carriers may be vulnerable to advanced missiles in other regions, they remain crucial for rapid deployment and deterrence in the Middle East. Despite the potential strain on the Navy's resources, these carriers provide critical air defense capabilities, intercepting threats before they reach their targets. However, the sustainability of such deployments is questioned, with several carriers due for maintenance or decommissioning, potentially limiting future availability. Associated Press: an earthquake shook central Syria late Monday, causing no major damages but stirring up memories of last year's devastating tremor that struck northern Syria and Turkey, killing over 59,000 people. The quake, with a magnitude of 5.5 according to Syria's National Center for Earthquakes, struck 28 kilometers east of Hama. Although there were no immediate reports of deaths and only minor injuries, the tremor sent residents in Damascus and Beirut into the streets, fearing a stronger quake. This event comes amid heightened tensions in Lebanon due to the ongoing conflict between Hezbollah and Israeli forces. Yahoo US, Alexander Volkanovsky predicts a spectacular performance from Israel Adesanya at UFC 305, where Adesanya will challenge middleweight champion Dricus du Plessis. Adesanya, aiming to regain his title for the 3rd time, has had a roller-coaster career with a recent loss to Sean Strickland. Volkanovsky, confident in his teammates' abilities, expects Adesanya to deliver a highlight reel finish, reminiscent of his dominant victory over Paulo Costa. Volkanovsky acknowledges du Plessis' unorthodox style and grappling prowess but believes Adesanya's skills and determination will prevail in a thrilling showdown. South China Morning Post: the United States is pushing ahead with ceasefire talks on the Sudan conflict, even if the Sudanese government does not attend. War has ravaged Sudan since April 2023, with the Sudanese army clashing with the Rapid Support Forces. The U.S., along with Saudi Arabia and Switzerland, has invited both sides to talks in Switzerland to address the humanitarian crisis, which the UN describes as reaching a catastrophic breaking point. While the RSF has agreed to participate, the Sudanese government remains hesitant. The talks aim to focus on cessation of hostilities and humanitarian access, with hopes of easing the dire situation in Sudan. Thank you for tuning in. The content above showcases the latest briefing reports and analytical synopses, thoughtfully curated by the 6Do team. These insights stem from a wide array of reputable media outlets, think tanks, government sources, and specialized experts worldwide. We encourage you to explore these sources for a comprehensive perspective. Keep in mind that while the content may not always align with the official standpoint of 6Do Brief, it's not meant to be taken as absolute directives for decision-making. Comprising seasoned media professionals, learned scholars, and accomplished scientists, the 6Do team embodies a trailblazing, fully independent media entity. To customize 6Do Brief to meet your professional needs, you have the option to subscribe to a diverse array of briefings on our website, 6dobrief.com. Regardless of your location, you can conveniently receive 6Do Brief via email.
Turn the lights on screen. What's the latest scene? Just you and me, laugh and disagree. On the couch we sit, talk about the hits, news and bits, chat through all the fits. 6 degree chats, gotta talk about that. Flying crazy chat, sharing where we're at. From the weather change to the world's big stage, everything's fair game under our spotlight's flame. Grab a coffee quick, get your hot takes thick. We're here to mix and pick, every topic's our flick. 6 degree chat.